Okay, let's get started. So it's April and taking a break from my marking. I'm marking university papers right now. It's been a lot of changes in the world, but I wanted to make sure that in between marking and changes in the world that I managed to do a tarot reading, okay, for you guys for the month of April. So we will start very soon. The very, very first thing I'm going to have a look at, okay, is we're going to look at what needs to be completed, what needs to be cleared, and what needs to be created. We'll go through all signs. So I want you to look at this as if you're resonating with either your sun sign, your ascendant, or your moon sign. Okay, very, very straightforward. Sun sign, moon sign, ascendant. So if you don't know what your sun sign, moon sign, or ascendant are, let me explain. Your star sign, which is most commonly known as your sun sign, that's what I want you to focus on. Okay. That's your sun sign, the one that you're born under. So if you're born on the 1st of November, like me, your sun sign is Scorpio. Okay. So that's the one that most people do their horoscope readings on. Your ascendant is where was the sun in the sky? What was the position of the sun in the sky at the time you were born? Okay. So that looks at your where the sun was. We call that where was the sun rising? Okay. And which sign was the sun rising or ascending? Okay. So that's what it is. Okay. The last one is your moon sign. So where was the moon the day that you were born? Which sign was the moon transiting the day that you were born? Okay. So you can go with all three. You can go with whichever one resonates with you the most. I'm not going to talk about Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Okay. I am just going to talk about your moon sign, your ascendant, and your sun sign. I resonate with my ascendant. Okay. So I will be looking at this from my ascendant point of view. Some people resonate with their moon sign. Some people resonate with their sun sign. You go with whichever one works for you. And if all three resonate with you, that's fine. If two of the three resonate with you, that's fine. This is general, and I'm going to look at this from a point of view of business, not just life. Okay. Why? Because my area of speciality is business intuition. Okay. So here we go. Let's start. We're going to start with Aries because that's the natural start of the zodiac. So where does Aries need to, or what does Aries need to complete? What does Aries need to clear? What does Aries need to create? Okay, 3-card draw. Let's have a look. I just want to make sure we're recording. We are recording. Good. Okay. So Aries. Let's have a look. What does Aries need to complete? We've pulled up the Knight of Swords. Okay. So what does Aries need to complete? The Knight of Swords is Knight of Swords. Shows a person who's sitting on a horse, all 4 feet are in the air, the horse. Okay. Swords represents mind. Swords represents anything to do with intellect. It represents, future thinking. It represents thoughts. It represents concepts. It represents ideas. In this case, this is a rush. Okay. You see, this guy is rushing. His horse has got 4 feet off the ground. He's charging in. Look at the clouds. He's going at crazy speed. Even the horse has got crazy hair. Okay. So what does this mean? What Aries needs to complete is it's time to stop the chaos. It's time to put aside all these multiple random thoughts that you're just kind of rushing into. And it's time to settle. Okay. It's time to finish that cycle of rushing into things. Okay. Let's not just rush. Let's not move chaotically. Let's move with a bit more order. What do you need to clear? Okay. The time of growth, the time of waiting, the time of reflection is done. Okay. So the time of chaos, let the chaos go. Stop rushing into things. Okay. Stop thinking about things, stop reflecting on it. You've had the growth. It's time to build that next level of experience. Okay. That's what we're talking about over here. We need to build the next level of experience. So, what do we need to create? Now, this card is the Three of Wands. Okay. Three of Wands is about reflection. It's about looking out on the sunset and looking at what you've achieved. Okay. What experiences have you achieved? You can see that there's boats. The water's golden. That's because it's reflecting the sunset. Okay. You know, the beautiful sunset where the waters are golden? That's kind of what it is. And he's looking out and he's saying, well, this is how far I've come. Good. It's time to stop thinking about it, which is really interesting. Okay. So it's time to stop rushing around. It's time to stop thinking about things. Okay. Here's what we've got over here. What do we need to create? We need to create a space where you are listening to your unconscious mind. Okay. At the moment, you're not. You're not listening to yourself. You're being probably a bit too logical. You're being a bit too in your head. What you need to be is you need to be thinking not consciously, not logically, but you need to be thinking with the unconscious mind. You need to be thinking with gut feeling, with intuition. Okay. You need to trust your strengths when it comes to your thoughts. You need to use those strengths and you need to navigate through those thoughts. So what you need to create now is a solid, clear pathway built upon your strengths, but one where you're listening and trusting yourself. Okay, Aries? So that's what you need to create. This is for the month of April. So well done, Aries. Okay, next off, we're going to have Taurus. So what does Taurus need to complete? What does Taurus need to clear? And what does Taurus need to create? So just to give you an example, right? So completion is bringing things to a close. Clearing is getting them off your plate. So one is winding things up. The other one is completely finishing it, getting rid of it. Okay. The last one is starting something new. So what does Taurus need to complete? What does Taurus need to clear? What does Taurus need to create? Remember, we're looking in the context of the business here. Okay. So Taurus, what you need to complete. Okay. The Emperor, powerful card, powerful card. Spiritual shifts happening where you need to be in control. Okay. Where you need to look out and be master of your domain. Where you need to be ready to go out and get what you want. Okay. You need to start completing that thinking. It also shows someone who is very powerful in authority, whether that's yourself, okay, whether that's yourself, which I have a feeling it is because it's about your personal growth, or whether it's a figure of power and authority in your life. This card can represent both. In this context, I intuit that it's yourself. You need to bring things, okay, to a close, right? So you need to complete the fact that you're being ready for battle. Look at the Emperor, highly spiritual card showing that he is master of his domain, master of his passions, but underneath all his robes, he's got armor. He's ready to go out there and fight. You know, he's after immortality. Look at the Ankh he's holding. It's a long stem Ankh. Ankh is the Egyptian symbol for eternity, immortality, right? He's looking to leave a legacy. He's looking to be remembered. It's fine. It's all good, but it's time for you to get off that thinking, okay? It's time for you to get off that thinking where you're building an empire. It's time for you to move forward. So complete that thinking. What we need to clear, however, is the Knight of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups upright, it's someone who's slowly plodding, offering their emotions, right? Offering the emotions. Cups represent emotions. They represent matters of the heart. They represent love. They represent partnership. They represent healing. They represent intuition. The Knight of Cups is walking towards it gently, offering their heart. It's time for you to stop. You know, what you need to clear off your place is stop being so self-sacrificing. Okay. Stop giving all of yourself. Okay. One of them is stop thinking about legacy. You need to complete that. What you need to clear off your plate is this sense of self-sacrifice. You need to start thinking about you and your needs. Okay. And think about what's really governing your emotions, what's really governing your relationships, what's really governing your heart. Okay. So that needs to be cleared, right? So in order to clear it, you need to start. Just had a pause there because what's happened here is just a rapid download. Okay. So, Taurus, I'm going to read this one for you again. Here's what's happened. At the moment, when it comes to clearing things out, you're not thinking about you. It's time to stop thinking about, sorry, you're thinking just about you and protecting your feelings. Okay. You're thinking just about you and protecting your feelings. It's time for you to stop that. It's time for you to go out there and start offering things. But to do that first, you've got to start thinking about you, which is in resonance with this. Stop thinking about your legacy. Stop thinking about what you've wanted to achieve. It's time for you to complete that conversation. It's time for you to clear this sense of self-indulgence, right? Stop indulging yourself. Clear that off your plate. Okay. So maybe you've been taking time out. Maybe you've been trying to heal per se. Right. Whatever it is, it's turned into a place where it's dulled your enthusiasm, right, to get things moving. On one hand, you're passionate about building a legacy, but your passion for yourself has overtaken everything else. So it's not about passion for self. And this can be seen as a sense of self-centeredness. This can be seen as a sense of I'm withholding. I don't want to give because only I'm worth it. No one else is worth it. In that type of spirit. It doesn't mean exactly that. It basically means you need to stop letting your passions, your excitements get ahead of your true feelings. Okay. What you truly want for yourself. In order for you to go out and give and feel fulfilled, you actually have to give and feel fulfilled. You can't just keep giving to yourself. Okay. Clear that off your plate. What you need to create for yourself is the devil reversed. Very interesting. Upside down, the devil tests boundaries. Okay. So the right way around, the devil tests boundaries. People say it's temptation. So you say you want something. You say you want something, and that's fair enough. You can have something. There's nothing wrong with that. But the boundaries that you set for yourself are going to be challenged by the universe. Upside down, it says your boundaries are not established. And what you need to do is start thinking beyond your four walls. Stop. You got to think outside of the box. Okay. This may mean you need to go out and learn something. You may need to go out and teach something, right? Because in teaching, you learn more. You may need to go and explore. You may need to go out there and travel. Okay. You need to kind of get out of your own way. Taurus, this is a very, very interesting reading. So create a space for you to get out of your own way, explore what's new so that you can set rules for yourself about your personal growth. Okay. You're shrinking and you're thinking very one track. This is a call for you to expand by stop thinking about what can I get and start thinking about what's next. How can I give? How can I make an impact? And the impact has to come from a place of truth, not from I want to create a legacy. More so, it's from a place of I want to do some good. Okay. Taurus, big one for you. It's a big one. Very interesting. Okay. Let's have a look. So, well done, Taurus. Gemini. Let's have a look at you, Gemini. Okay. What does Gemini need to complete? What does Gemini need to clear? What does Gemini need to create? Let's have a look. So first thing Gemini needs to complete is this feeling of security, okay? This feeling of, I wish things were as good as they were in the past. Time to let go of that, man. Times are changing. That sense of security that you've been holding on to, your security blankets, that childhood dream, that innocence, that thing that kept you happy and safe, it's time to step out of the box. So it's time to start moving forward with your life. It's time to start moving forward. Look, this was a nice thing, but from a business point of view, while you were being emotionally safe, you're now at a point where it's not about safety anymore. It's about growth. So you need to move beyond that. What do you need to clear? You've been free falling for a while. You've been in a state of flow. So what you need to do is in order to grow, you need to move beyond comfort. So this card saying you're in a comfort zone. This card saying is you're actually kind of chilling and you're kind of happy. But your growth, while you're in flow, while you're moving, while you're in free fall, which is what this signifies, you actually need to grow more. And that's what's coming through. So start clearing off your plate those things that are keeping you too comfortable. Start being a little bit uncomfortable. And you think, I don't want to be uncomfortable. That's business, right? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. So what do you need to create for yourself? Okay. The Hermit, card of reflection. You've got a lot more to give than where you are right now. So you need to go deep within. You need to create a space for yourself to go and reflect, to meditate, and find the light within and shine that light out into the world. You got to find out what that truth is, the truth of who you really are, the truth of what you're really doing in business here. Okay. And this can also reflect into your life. We're talking about greater purpose. This is a spiritual calling. Okay. You've got to put aside the emotional and the experiential side of life, and you've got to move on and realize that there's a spiritual calling that you're meant to fulfill. So, Gemini, okay, it's not about comfort. It's not about having fun as much. You can still have fun, but it's that comfort that you've got. It's about moving out of your comfort zone. It may also mean a bit of solitude, so you can go within. This is about you discovering that next part of yourself, which you've been hiding or you're not aware of. So find the light in the darkness within, bring that light into the world because that's what people truly want. Good work, Gemini. This will be an interesting one for you. A lot of growth in this month's reading from the last three signs that we've read for. So good work. Okay, let's have a look. Cancer. Cancer. Here we go. Cancer. What does Cancer need to complete? What does Cancer need to clear? What does Cancer need to create? If you give me a sec, I'm just going to turn this light on. There we go. Voila. Let there be light. Okay. Cancer, what do you need to complete? Interesting. You need to stop rushing around. It's time. You've been rushing around for too long. You've been chaotic. You've been disorganized. Your thoughts are everywhere. You're scattered. It's time to bring that conversation to a close. What do you need to clear off? Okay. Your thoughts are running around because you feel like you're not getting what you need financially, right? See, Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is about spiritual poverty. It's also about financial change. And there is financial change, and it's going to be uncomfortable. And guess what? You got to face it. You got to deal with it now. Okay. So, time to clear off that sense of rushing around being chaotic. It's time to clear off that conversation that you're having about, I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know how I'm going to make the money. It's time for you to kind of get back into action. Now, is it going to be uncomfortable? Yeah, absolutely. Because this is about you pushing yourself. Wow, growth again. Okay. So, what do you need to create for yourself? Here's what it is. It's the Queen of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands upright is about leadership. She's a power sign, right? She represents Leo. She represents a strong, you know, leader with deep intuition. The black cat represents intuition. Okay. She's also a card for Leo. You've got Aquarian over here and Leo. But the characteristic of Leo is that you are strong. You are headstrong, but you are a natural leader. And you are headstrong and you are almost stubborn, would I say. That's okay. The Queen represents, okay, emotion. The Wands represents fire, the experience of life, the passions. Upside down, okay, it signifies the senses that sometimes you've taken on a bit more than you can chew. It's time for you to create a space where you can reignite those passions in your life by trusting yourself. You need to reconnect with your emotional self and reconnect with that love and that excitement, right? That love and that excitement. So create for yourself a space where you can be loving and exciting, okay? For you, okay? If you've fallen out of love with your business, now's the time to fall back in love with something new. Maybe it's time for you to take a new step because the old way of doing things isn't working. So renewal, refresh, self-care, reignite the fire, reignite the passions of your fire or the fire of your passions. Nice one, Cancer. Okay, let's pop that one away. Okay. Let's have a look. So, just some Cancer, Leo. The month of April, Leo. The month of April. What does Leo need to complete? What does Leo need to clear? What does Leo need to create? Let's have a look. Let's check this stuff out. So, what do we need to complete? Basically shows the Ace of Pentacles reversed. The Ace of Pentacles upright is all about starting a new financial journey. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles reverse means you're not ready to start a new financial journey because you haven't really appreciated where you're fully at the moment. You worked hard, and rather than taking on a heap more, okay, you've had to step back. Okay. So it's time for you to really come to terms with what you've accomplished and what you've achieved so far from a physical, material level. Okay. Whether that's your physical health, whether it's your productivity, whether it's your ability to produce finances, whatever it may be. Look at the abundance that you've created for yourself because you haven't been doing that. Okay. And you're not quite ready to take on this new opportunity until you do that. So start being in the moment and being present to what your financial achievements are. Okay. You may not think they're a lot. Trust me, they're probably a lot more than what you think they are. It's time for you to bring that thinking to a close. Right. What you need to, interestingly enough, what you need to clear off your plate is this part. Okay. The Knight of Swords reverse. We know the Knight of Swords upright is that you've been rushing into things, right? The Knight of Swords reversed is basically you've been doing things, you've been thinking things, but there's no real love to it, right? There's no real drive behind it. You're just kind of doing things for the sake of it. You need to clear that stuff off your plate. The things that you feel that have been holding you back, you need to deal with it. Whether it's like talking to someone, getting a therapist, getting a coach, whatever it may be, you need to start again. Come on, baby, light my fire type things, right? You've got to start getting in touch with the things that you get excited about, right? You've been playing it a little bit too cautious. It's time to put caution out the window. I'm not saying be reckless, but stop overthinking things, right? Stop. Fall in love with the cool things again, those great ideas that you have. But for you to do that, you first need to let go. Let go of the fact that your fire is dead and do something about it. Now, how do you light your fire? Could be anything. It could be going out and having a new experience. It could be going out and eating at that restaurant that you really wanted to do. It could be going out and taking that holiday that you've known you need. You need to give your mind a refresher. That's what we're talking about here. Your mind needs to be refreshed. It needs to be refreshed with some passion so that the new ideas can flow and you can rush into them. What do you need to create for yourself? New ideas. That's what you need. Your old ideas are dead. Your new ideas need to be created. Okay. So go and take some time out. Reflect on what you've accomplished. Okay. Get off your plate this sense of nothing excites me anymore and start finding things that do. Okay, Leo. That's pretty big. It's pretty big. So good work. You got two aces, one reversed and one over here. It's all about new beginnings. Okay. You're at a stage where things need to be new, renewed, and refreshed. Okay. So refresh yourself. A bit of self-care would be good. Go have a float in a flotation tank, right? Go and have a massage. Rejuvenate yourself. Get the flow back in. Okay. Maybe your business doesn't excite you anymore, Leo. Well, it's time for you to find the things that do excite you and build your empire, build your business around that. Well done, Leo. We're on to Virgo. Okay, let's look at Virgo. What does Virgo need to complete? What does Virgo need to clear? What does Virgo need to create for the month of April? Does Virgo need to complete? What does Virgo need to clear? What does Virgo need to create? Let's have a look. Ooh, from the completion side, we've drawn this card is my blank card. Imagine this. The universe doesn't want me to tell you. Ergo, it hasn't told me. What do you need to complete? This is a mystery. So what do you need to complete? Not for me to tell you guys. There's something deeper that the universe has in store for you. Watch this space. That's basically what it means. What do you need to clear? Okay, Seven of Swords. okay, is reversed. And the Seven of Swords is upright. We're talking about doing things a different way, communicating a different way, thinking a different way. And at the moment, you're not really doing that. As a result, what you need to do is you're trying to steer your mind. You're trying to steer your mind from all this chaos into clarity. Really, what you need to clear off your place is the fact that you're thinking the same way. This old way of thinking needs to be changed. Okay? Old way of thinking needs to be changed. So you need to start thinking a new way. And in order for you to think a new way, you need to calm your mind. Okay? You need to rest, meditate, reflect, journal, go for walks in nature, whatever calms your mind. You need to get back into your body and calm your mind. So once you've done that, you can clear this brain fog away. So start doing things that'll clear away confusion, old ways of thinking, stuck ways of thinking, because you need to start thinking outside of the box, right? That's what this means upright. A different way of fighting a battle. Look at him. He's running away with the swords. He's taking his enemy swords away from him while they're sleeping in their tents. That's one way to win a war, isn't it? What do you need to create for yourself? Okay. What you need to create for yourself is you've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, Virgo, what the Knight of Pentacles upright shows stability, shows financial stability. If you look at it, unlike the Knight of Swords, which had no feet on the ground, the Knight of Pentacles has got all 4 feet on the ground. Stability, financial stability, right? And there's a nice drive to be financially stable. Okay. That drive to be financially stable has almost overwhelmed you. So what you need to do is you need to create a space for yourself where you can calm your passions down a little bit, right? Not panic, not go wild, but rather go back into the slow burn of building up your wealth. So you haven't been doing that. You need to get rid of those things that are stopping you from creating the wealth. Go reconnect to what's important. Reconnect to those passions of yours, Virgo, the things that you really love doing in life, the things that you really like creating in life, and use those as the driving force behind your financial stability. Good one, Virgo. Nice. Pop those back in. Blank card's a doozy. But the universe doesn't want me to tell you. They want me to tell you. Okay. Let's talk about you, Libra. Hey, Libra. For the month of April, what do you need to complete? What do you need to clear? And what do you need to create? What does Libra need to complete? What does Libra need to clear? What does Libra need to create? Libra needs to complete this. It's been kind of in a state of flow for a long time now. This is a good card. So why does it need to be completed? Because what's happening is you're kind of beyond that. You need to grow. This flow zone that you're in right now is limiting. Okay. So it's coming to an end. You need to start bringing it to a close naturally rather than it crashing down. Okay. So every up has its down. Okay. Some cycles are coming to a natural end. Your flow cycle is coming to a natural end. You need to bring it to a completion with grace. Okay. What do you need to clear? It's interesting. So what you need to clear is the instability at home. Okay. Your home situations needs a little bit more stabilizing, right? It needs to be a happier place. It needs to be an exciting place. You need to create a place where it's safe for you. It's a sanctuary for you. It's your retreat from the rest of the world. The issue that's what you need to do is create this environment where people are happy, where you're happy at home. At the moment, you're not so happy at home. The home environment's not so good. So what do you need to clear? Firstly, you need to take a bit of time out to look at what you've achieved so far. You need to have a look at what have you accomplished, okay? And what are your desires, right? There's been a lot of growth. It's time for you to acknowledge that growth. Acknowledge that growth within yourself and accept what's come with it. That will help you to reverse this so that you've got peace at home, okay? What do you need to create? You need to create some wins for yourself. That's what you need to create. Acknowledge the wins. Acknowledge the wins and have people celebrate you. You celebrate you, right? Look at all those achievements. They need to be acknowledged. All right, Libra, this is really important. Acknowledge the wins, celebrate the wins. It's not all about hustle, hustle, hustle. There's some wins there that need to be recognized. You need to recognize them. You need to be with them. You need to be present to it. Okay. And that'll help you. That'll help you to really keep that fire burning. What I love about that is that you've got 3 wands. For you, it's all about passion. It's all about power. It's all about excitement. It's all about curiosity. It's about movement. Okay. It's the fire of your life. Beautiful cards, Libra. Beautiful lessons. Not always easy. It's easier from this side because I'm reading the cards, but you're the one that's going to implement it, right? Okay. Libra, well done. Okay. Let's have a look at Scorpio. Bit of a personal favorite there. And that I'm Scorpio. So what does Scorpio need to complete? What does Scorpio need to clear? What does Scorpio need to create? Let's have a look. What does Scorpio need to complete? Good. What does Scorpio need to clear? What does Scorpio need to create? Let's have a look at this. Scorpio, what do you need to complete? You've got a bit of decision to make, a bit of a decision, and that time to make the decision is now. What are you going to stay with, and what are you going to do that's new? And your decision is whether you travel, whether you go somewhere, but it's about creating this newness for you. It takes courage, all right? It takes excitement. The wands represent the fire element, right? The passions of life, the excitements of life. Over here, you've got a rose, which represents courage, bravery, ardor, right? You've got the white, the lilies, which represent purity of intention, okay? Use your courage, use your pure intention to make your decision. Either way, it's going to be an experience for you. Do you stay? Do you go? Do you move? Do you say yes to this? Do you say no to this? You've got a decision to make. Complete that process now. Start making this decision now. What do you need to clear? Okay, here's what happens. Self-doubt is what's coming to mind. Here we've got the Queen of Swords. Remember, queens represent emotion. Okay. Swords represent ideas. Okay. The clarity of ideas. Okay. This head above the clouds. You see the clouds are around her. Queen's got a head above. The straightness of the swords shows that she understands her mind is her best friend or worst enemy. The tassel shows she's broken free from the bondages. Okay. She's cut through. Upside down, it means you're getting a bit emotional about the way you're thinking and you might be experiencing overwhelm. Okay. You might be experiencing self-doubt. Your feelings say one thing, but they're in opposition to what you're thinking. We need to get your mind and your heart aligned. Okay. So what do you need to clear off your plate? You need to clear off anything that's giving you the self-doubt. Anything that's giving you self-doubt. Bring it to a close. Get it off your plate. Okay. Make a decision. Get it off your plate. Okay. That's it. None of these things that are pending, that are causing you to doubt yourself, need to be there on your plate and get rid of them. Okay. What do you need to create? What a beautiful card. The Star. Okay. Star is a highly spiritual card. It's a card for Aquarius as well. But also, if you think about it, this is about water, which is emotions, and earth, right? Which is about practicality. It's about the newness, right? The star shines after everything, has been taken down. The storm is cleared. It's a cathartic experience, right? This is where after you cried the ugly, snotty tears, all right? This is that feeling of catharsis, of release. You need to be in a position where your emotions and your actions are aligned. So you need to create a place for you where you've got catharsis, where you've got release, where emotions and actions are aligned, so you can fulfill on a deeper spiritual purpose. Scorpio, it's a good month ahead for you. You need to act on it. Okay. So good work, Scorpios. Good work. Okay. Let's have a look over here. For Sagittarius now. So what does Sagittarius need to complete? What does Sagittarius need to clear? What does Sagittarius need to create for the month of April? Okay, let's have a look. What does Sagittarius need to complete? What does Sagittarius need to clear? What does Sagittarius need to create? Let's have a look. To complete. Sagittarius, you've been starting on a new financial journey, a new journey of wealth creation within your business, okay? It's time for you to move to the next level. Okay. Take the ideas, take the opportunities, finish that, start bringing that to a close, bringing that cycle to a close. Okay. So take the opportunities that are there. They're going to be financially rewarding for you. Take them. Okay. The pentacles represent the physical aspects of life, money, health, environment, all of that. Okay. It's an abundant, beautiful situation. Card number two, what do you need to clear? Okay. Um, what you need to clear is this fact that you need to hold tight to your money. It's been a bit of fear by the looks of it. Okay. A bit of fear about spending. So you've got money on your mind, you've got money beneath you, and money close to your heart. So it's consolidation of finances, right? You need to start clearing that part off. It's time for you to invest in yourself, invest in your business, and grow your financial base. Okay. Both cards saying time for you to seize the opportunity. It's time for you to stop being scared. So what do you need to create? How fun is this? The star reversed. Star reverse. I mean, I just mentioned the star with Scorpio. So Sagittarius, yours is the fact that it's not about creating catharsis. Yours is about creating tension. You've got to start something new. Okay. That means you need to clear away the old. Right now, you can't get catharsis because the old is there. You can't get released because there's something old there. It's old energy. You need to knock it down. You need to destroy it. It's time for you to go pull that bow and arrow that the Sagittarius is known for and shoot that shit down. Okay. So that's what you've got to do. Again, your spiritual growth is fully dependent upon this. You have opportunities ahead of you. You need to take those opportunities. Part of those opportunities mean that you're going to have to let go of old structures. It's time for you to create that space and actively go and knock it down. Otherwise, the universe is going to knock it down for you. Okay. By the way, that's not going to be easy. I fully get it. Still got to be done. Okay. So good work, Sagittarius. April is going to be a transformative month for you. Okay. Let's have a look at Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to clear? What does Capricorn need to create? What does Capricorn need to complete? Okay, for this month of April. So what does Capricorn need to complete? What does Capricorn need to clear? And what does Capricorn need to create? Let's have a look. Capricorns, what do you need to complete? Okay, this card. It's the Seven of Pentacles. It's right in your element, Capricorns. This is all about money. It's about finance. But what's been happening over here is that you've been not really, when you look at the seven upright, it's about acknowledging the fruits of your labor. You haven't been really looking at what you've been working hard on. As a result, you're constantly trying to find some balance about what to do, how to allocate, what to do with your money. But you haven't been really looking at the fact that you've been working hard. In order for you to work hard, you need to strike a balance. Okay. You need to strike a balance between where does something go? You get to say. And once you start doing that, once you start distributing your finances accordingly, I'm not talking about giving away your money, though donating may be a part of it. But once you start bringing the balance into your finances, you can actually appreciate just how much you've achieved. But at the moment, you're not doing that. So it's time for you to stop turning a blind eye, stop ignoring and stop putting your head in the sand. Okay. Capricorn, now is the time for you to put the balance in place. You're naturally good with money. You're naturally good with finances. You're naturally good with your environment. It's time for you to start looking at that in such a way that you start doing things with your money that when you start doing it, you start seeing just how much you've got and appreciating the fruits of your labor. Because only when you appreciate the fruits of what you've done can you move forward. Okay. So start bringing that to completion. Start putting this balancing stuff in action so you can start completing this story that you've been telling yourself. What you need to clear is this resistance to transformation. Really interesting. Okay. So death card is a spiritual card for change. Death is not about endings in a permanent sense because nothing ever truly ends. It just changes form, moves through form, into form, and out of form. Okay. Death has four approaches to it. You can either, if you look at death and change it to transformation, okay, or change has four approaches to it. You can either think you're too good for it and be trampled anyway. You can approach it with faith, right, and hope that and pray for affirmations and, vision boards and all that stuff. You can do that and can go into prayer and churches and temples and mosques and synagogues. You can try and ignore it. It's going to take you anyway. Or you can look upon it with wonder like this child is. Change is coming for you. You're resisting it, right? And in the process of resisting this change, you're stuck. So go back and reflect, okay? Because your spiritual growth is here. It's time for you to clear this stuck state out. It really is. You've got a bit of spiritual growth to do. So it's time for you to learn the lessons of this period, okay? Reflect upon March, reflect upon what you had, and then look at what you need to embrace now. Once you've done that, you'll be able to accept the change, because right now you're resisting change. Oh, by the way, I guarantee it'll come for you. Either you'll go kicking and screaming, or you'll embrace it and take on this next stage in your life's journey, your spiritual journey in business. What do you need to create? Okay, so we've seen this card before. This card is about, right, financially things are changing. Right, you're coming to the tail end of that financial change, right? There's still change there. There's still change that needs to be had. You need to learn to put your pennies together. So start collecting your pennies. Start building up a plan of what you're going to do with your money. It's really funny. It's tied very clearly to this one. Capricorn, there's a lot of change in your financial situation in this month. It's time for you to start being wise about it, being present to it, and start actually putting things in place so that you're in control, not it being in control of you. Okay. Capricorn, well done. Okay. Looks like you got 3 reverse cards this month. It may be challenging, all right? And it will be challenging. But I tell you what, you're a stubborn being. You're a powerful person. You can do this. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, right? But if anyone can handle it, you can, because you've got the guts, you've got the ability, the resilience to do so. So well done, Capricorn. Okay. Aquarius. Let's have a look at you, Aquarians. What does Aquarius need to complete? What does Aquarius need to clear? And what does Aquarius need to create? Let's have a look. What does Aquarius need to complete? What does Aquarius need to clear? What does Aquarius need to create? What you need to complete, okay? The King of Cups, beautiful card, which shows that you're very practical with your emotions, okay? This practicality with emotions, you've been tempered. You're a strong silent type, you know? You've been very quiet about things, but you've been maintaining and controlling your emotions, you've been practical about it, okay? That needs to start coming to a close. Why? Because it's time to kind of let your emotions flow. Sometimes what you got to understand is when there's completion, things need to be done. Sometimes you're so in charge of your emotions, you're so controlled of your emotions that you become frozen. It's time to let those emotions flow, right? The cups is represented by water. Water represents emotions. Okay. The king represents the earthy side of water. Okay. In a negative connotation, it's like, think about when earth and water mix, it's kind of muddy, swampy type thing. We don't want to be kind of in a sludge, but when water, if this is the card for Scorpio, okay, Scorpio is a fixed water sign. Water's only fixed when it's either brackish, stagnant, or when it's ice. Either way, they're not nice places to be for water. So it's time for you to kind of let your emotions flow. Okay. So let go of this practicality about everything. How fun is this? This card's come up again, the blank card. What do you need to clear? You'll find out once you've started letting things go. Okay. It's time to let things go. Okay. The universe won't let me tell you. This is the blank card. Twice this month it's come up. Okay. A couple of signs ago, we just did this. You got, you know, you got the blank card. The blank card's come up again. Interesting. The universe has got a few things in store for you guys, Aquarius. What do you need to create? Okay. You're in a place right now where you're not being decisive, okay, about what you want to do next. There's a little bit of fear there. It's a little bit of fear. What you need to create is a space for yourself where you can make a decision because the opportunity is good, okay? Go back and look at what you want, what excites you. Go back to that. What is exciting me? And start creating from that. That's going to make your decision easy because at the moment, this is where you want to be, in a place where you've got a choice. You feel you don't have a choice. You actually do. You just feel stuck. Okay. So Aquarius, time to let those emotions flow. It's time for you to make magic happen. Okay. Once you let those emotions flow, the fire within will burn. And when that fire within you burns, you'll be excited. You'll be seizing opportunities. That's what you want to be. Good work, Aquarius. Again, mystery reading with this blank card. but you can handle it. You just have to do it emotionally, if you do it experientially, not intellectually, which is what you're really good at. That's not where growth happens. Growth happens in the shadows, in the unknowns. Last, lucky last, but never forgotten, Pisces. What does Pisces need to clear? What does Pisces need to complete? What does Pisces need to create in this month of April? So Pisces, what do you need to complete? What do you need to clear? And what do you need to create? Okay, let's have a look. We need to complete. Wow. Spiritual card. Okay. It is Temperance. Okay. Temperance is card number 14. Okay. You're thinking about learning. You're thinking about doing something with education and something with travel. Okay. So those are the two options. It's education, travel, something along that lines, which is going to expand you, right? It's going to be about going from one strength of emotion to another strength of emotion. You're a very emotionally fulfilled being. Okay. And you can see the cups, which represent water, is going from highest to lowest. So there is a change happening. However, you need to go and make this change happen at a spiritual level, right? So you need to embrace the change before you can move on to this next level. It's time for you to go in and actively promote the change. Because once you can do that, you're not going to be ungrounded. And I have a feeling you're probably feeling a bit ungrounded, like things are a bit on edge, like things aren't really going the way you want to. So there's change to be had. Embrace the change, stop resisting it. Okay. Once you've done that, you'll be unblocked and you'll be free to do what you want to do. Embrace the change. So get that complete, get this change complete, change cycle complete. Otherwise, you're going to it's going to fester. We don't want to do fester. What do you need to clear? This is really interesting. Okay. So what you need to clear is the fact that you're trying to move from chaos to calm. Okay. You're trying to move and direct your mind, but there's conflicting thoughts in your head. Okay. And that's what this is showing. There's inner conflict that maybe even manifesting as outer conflict. Maybe it manifests as arguments. Maybe it manifests as petty discussions. Maybe it manifests as like, you just kind of not in agreement with everyone around you. Well, it's time for you to put that away. Okay. Get out what needs to be gotten out of your head. Get out and say what needs to be said so that you can steer and navigate your mind to make yourself emotionally happy. This needs to be cleared off this month for you. Okay. You need to get that cleared and off your plate. What needs to be created? Okay. So Pisces, there is a lot of growth happening. This is the second spiritual card. There's a lot of spiritual shifts happening this month for you. In the month of April, you're going to have to go and create from a place of deep reflection. That deep reflection means you need to go beneath the surface, go to your unconscious mind. You need to go beyond the unconscious and kind of see what's really screwing with you, what's troubling you. Be real with yourself. This is the time to face your demons. This is the time to face your demons, okay? And when you face those demons, you'll be surprised at what heals, okay? What's available for you. Because once you've done this, the moon is, you can see these, there's a jackal, there's a dog, there's a crab or a lobster, right? And you can see it's emerging from the surf, from the pond or from the lake or from the beach, right? You have to go beyond the surface. You have to go deep into emotions. You've got a bit of exploration to do. This is the perfect time for you to create it. And yes, you're not going to enjoy facing all those demons that get surfaced, but this is what's going to have to be done. It's really interesting. You've got temperance, you've got the six reversed, and you've got the moon. All signs have, look at this, water, water, and water. Water represents emotions. There's a lot of emotional work that needs to be done for you this month. That brings us to the end, Pisces. Well done. Brings us to the end of this month's tarot readings for your sun signs, moon signs, and rising and ascendants. Now, let's have a quick look. Take these as you will. Use this as guidance if you like, further business intuition, for yourself, for your business, then hit me up. Always happy to help. Okay, always happy to help. If you want to know more about what's going on energetically, intuitively, if you're looking for that that edge that most people don't have, it comes out of understanding what's happening with you at the quantum level, the energetic level, at this, intuitive level. You can use intuition to grow your business, to guide you through your business. How awesome would that be? Well, that's what I want to offer you. So if you want any more questions, if you want to go deep, you can go something personal, right? Then hit me up and I'll be happy to help you out. Okay. That's it for April. I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.